Folks, here we are at the Langley Animal Protection Society, also known as LAPS, but more importantly known as the Pattydale Animal Shelter here in Langley, BC. And we are here to show you around the facilities, introduce you to a lot of the animals, the dogs and cats, and some of the personnel that are behind the scenes. Just to give you an idea, we have the new facility erected here not that long ago, as a matter of fact. It's huge inside, you're going to see it, and those animals are very well taken care of, and so are the staff, to be honest with you. Pattydale was a friend of mine. They decided to name it after her. She lost her battle with cancer a few years ago, and it's now named after her. So you look up the Pattydale Animal Shelter right here in Langley, BC. All right, folks, still outside here, making snowballs. Throwing them at Jason Brinkworth because who else are you going to throw them at, really? He's the only one worthy of throwing a snowball at. Anyways, we are outside here at LAPS, and we've seen a lot of different things on here. Here's one thing that I wanted to introduce you to. This is the complex itself. This is why they had to build a new one, because this is their old office. This is the reception. This is the place where they held all the dogs, 37 dogs, 14 cats, and a gerbil. And yeah, no snakes. There was a snake, ate the gerbil, dog got the snake, killed it. Anyway, this was the entrance. They had to build a whole new place. It got a little crazy. There's 4 offices in here as well, and they didn't own the land either. So they actually had to have this thing moved 15 feet every 2 days. So if somebody came in, whether they were in there or not, they didn't really care. They would actually come in, lift it up, and move it. But they finally found a resting place for it and bought the land for $18 off of some old guy. He's gone now. Anyway, this was the entrance right here. Come on in, we'll take a look. Okay? And here we are. All right, folks, here we are. We're at Langley Animal Protection Society, LAPS, in Langley, British Columbia, Canada. We're here with some of our little furry friends who are running around. This is the triplets, also known as Tweedledee, Tweedledum, and Tweedledan. And another black cat, which is literally the black sheep of the family, but it's the black cat of the family. His name is Steve Who. Anyway, we're here going to be answering some questions that were asked of us. I did have one question right off the bat from our friend Donna Mayer. She asks, how tall am I? Well, I've met Donna a few times, and I think she's about 5 foot tall, something like that. I'm 6'4". If you haven't been able to tell yet, this thing is about 6'5½". And I'm 6'4", obviously. And these cats are actually extra large. They're the giant cats from Zimbabwe. They're almost lion-like. And as you can tell, they're very curious and want your attention. And folks, if you can come and support the Langley Animal Protection Society, LAPS, if you can help support them, these fine felines, or almost lions, really, would love to have you as a family. From myself and my giant friends, we're talking, we're discussing, we're connecting. Yes, we're on a different plane than everybody else. Come on, see, I told him, come on up. And he did. So, there we go. It's me and my friends. We'll see you soon. Famous people associated with LAPS.
No. I said
Kurt Browning, Baker Stidham.
Everyone else's.
Yeah. The Bob Barker, yes. All right, everybody, here we are at LAPS again. Sit, sit. Good girl. This is Frida, and she is a senior dog here at LAPS. And like we said before, she gets discounts on meals, and it's tougher for her to get her driver's license. But anyway, she's a beautiful dog, and if anybody out there would like to help us out, take Frida home in the last bunch of years of her life. And looks like she's still got lots of energy in her, and is obviously a beautiful dog. So, we have some more questions from a lot of different people. Did you want to read my questions for me? Come here, Frida. Come here. Sit. Good girl. Good girl. So we've had a bunch of different questions from a whole bunch of people all across Canada, and actually some from out of the country as well. Jesse Hitzman, that's who I was looking for. Sit. Good girl. Jesse Hitzman is a huge Canucks fan and asks if I'm a Canucks fan, obviously. And of course I am. And they would like to know if the Canucks are going to win the Stanley Cup this year, and if I have anything to do with it at all. They are going to win the Stanley Cup this year, that's for sure. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to put my word into the whole team and everybody there associated with the Canucks to make sure that they win it. And if I have to buy it for them, I will. That's all I got to say. So say goodbye, Frida. Say bye. That's a good girl. All right, here at Laps, they have a thing called the Cat Cottage. Now, you've seen the cats inside, obviously. And now we've come to the outdoor cat cottage where they live in a cabin. There's no heat, well, of course there's heat, I'm just kidding. It's basically just an outdoor cat area where they can sort of roam freely, I guess, in this cabin-like structure. Nice and warm inside. They get fed really well, they get treated really well, and they get taken out for their daily walks. Now, I've got a couple questions. First of all, Cindy Giesbrecht from Langley, BC, right here in Langley. I thought I might see her down here today, but obviously not. She asks, were you the type of kid that would bring home a stray if I ever found one? A stray cat, or a stray dog, or a stray person, maybe? I think I've brought a few of those home, unfortunately. But no, I would always make sure that it would be okay for me to do something like that. We always had a lot of dogs and cats at home already. So I didn't really have to find strays and bring them back. It was already pretty much a full house. Between myself, my sisters, my brother, my parents, sometimes my cousins, and all the animals that we had ourselves, we pretty much couldn't do that. So it was a little tough. Also, Debbie Halpenny from Ottawa, Ontario, she asks, what animal has become the biggest impact, has had the biggest impact on your life? Besides my kids? There are several animals actually, but no, I would have to say that I remember one dog that I had, and his name was Bunky. And for some reason, I've never forgotten this dog. Other dogs have come and gone, other cats have come and gone. But Bunky has been my dog that I always associated with my childhood. And it was sort of, there was a lot of great times in my childhood, but one of the really, really happy times was always with my dog, Bunky. So, named after my mother's nickname, I never understood it until I got older. But Bunky doesn't really mean anything, it's just the dog that I had when I was a kid. So thanks, Debbie, for the question. And thanks, Cindy, for the question. And we'll see you all again very soon. Okay, folks, this one is a serious one. This is a bit of a heartbreaker because this is probably one of our toughest cases that we have so far. We haven't had any luck being able to find a good home for this one yet. So why don't we go and take a look. Now, if somebody has a home for this little guy, could you please help us out? This is Sean Baker, the Executive Director of Laps, and he's obviously somebody I've dealt with for a long time, and we got a few questions for Sean, if you don't mind.
Okay. Absolutely.
All right. So now, I sent out emails and messages and everything to Twitter and Facebook, and asked some of my fans and people that follow my music and etc. to ask some questions for today. And some of the questions that came back, I thought I'd ask you because you're the pro here. He's got all the insight. So one of the questions was, oh yes, do bunnies really procreate like they say bunnies do?
Yes.
Do they?
Yes.
They really? I've never seen it firsthand. I've never had a bunny. So for whoever asked that question. But nonetheless, all the joking aside, Sean is the executive director here, like we said, and is the guy that's basically in charge of everything. And it's quite a serious thing that they actually do here. Like we've seen with a lot of the animals that are here, they need homes, and they need good homes, not just any old homes. So what's your basic mandate here, and do you spread outside of Langley, or is it strictly just Langley that you cater to the people here?
Yeah. We had made a commitment to Langley that we would help the animals here first. We could certainly open our doors to everybody else, but we would be able to pretty well help nobody if we were able to do that.
Right.
If we did that.
So if somebody from Cranbrook, for example, comes here and says, you know, I'm looking for an animal, is that...
That's fine. Yeah, absolutely. We would adopt from people that are not in Langley.
Right.
But if they had an animal problem, say their dog needed to surrender their dog, they can no longer keep it, we wouldn't accept a dog from Cranbrook.
Okay.
Because there's somebody from Langley who needs to give up their dog.
Exactly.
So we, citizens of Langley, have first dibs, if you will, on our services.
Okay. And it's quite a process that they have to go through in order to be approved for adopting an animal.
It's actually a process both ways. If you want to surrender your dog to us, we've got a process to go through.
Right.
But also for you to come and adopt an animal from us, absolutely. We want to make sure that, as you mentioned, it's a good home and it's the right home.
Exactly.
It's not just a matter of moving animals in and out. We want to make sure that they get into permanent homes and don't come back to us.
Exactly. Well, there he is, Sean Baker, the Executive Director here at LAPS, and thanks for your time.
Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. All right, take it easy.
All right, folks, we're still outside here at LAPS, and basically I had no idea that he was going to come by and say hi to us, but our drummer Jason is here, all the way from Regina, Saskatchewan, because he said, hey, it snowed out there. I'm so used to snow, I'll come and drive you guys around, because he really has nothing else to do. Being in Regina, it's minus 40 right now, that's what he told me, and they don't go outside other than just to, their cars and vehicles are connected to their house. It's really weird because they can't actually go outside or they'll just freeze. So anyway, he dropped by to come and say hi and help us out. But I just realized we walked up to his hotel room that he's staying in, and he's actually sleeping right now. I don't think we should wake him up though. No, he's curled up into a ball. He's got his face in his dinner as well, so it's probably not a good idea to wake him up. Just leave him there. So anyways, Brenda Myers from Maple Ridge, BC has a question for me, and she asks, she saw me at the Mission Raceway Festival that we had in August of last year, and she said, what's your favorite song that you like to do of your new songs? And that's pretty much an easy one. It's a song called Coming Clean that I wrote with Jesse Shirk and Willie Mack, and I just love the content of the song. I love everything that the song speaks for as well. It's a really cool song. Just the music itself is great, and it's a lot of fun to sing to. So that's got to be my favorite song, Brenda. And again, I see he's moving around a bit, but hang on. Get up! Come on! I got to go driving out to Surrey. You gonna smile, Rufus? Smile.